Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a spectacularly chaotic Tuesday, and we are diving straight into the madness. Grab your snacks and settle in, because the drama we are about to unpack is absolutely legendary. My jaw is literally on the floor right now before I even tell you what actually went down. I am unwell. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now. Did we all just process what is happening with Victor Newman, Phyllis Summers, and Matt freaking Clark? I hit record in my bedroom at literally 3 a.m. My eyes are bloodshot from the latest drop, and my brain is a buffering wheel of pure chaos. If I don't trauma dump this entire situation onto you guys, I am going to spontaneously combust. Victor finding out that Phyllis completely betrayed him and is low-key catching feelings for Matt, the scream I scrumped. I am actually ascending. This is the messy, high-stakes garbage fire I've been obsessed with since the Stone Age, and we absolutely need to unpack every unhinged layer before I lose my mind. Let's just rewind for a second, because the sheer audacity of Phyllis Summers is unmatched. No cap, she is the reigning queen of doing the absolute most and making her situation worse. She is currently facing major criminal charges, right? And her grand master plan was to use Matt Clark, who is literally wandering around with amnesia, as a bargaining chip to trade to Nick Newman so she could get her charges dropped and keep her claws in Newman Enterprises. Then she completely loses track of Matt. Yet, instead of listening to Michael and Lauren, who are begging her to drop Newman Enterprises as a last resort, she doubles down. She flat out refuses to surrender. Totally, she starts developing this twisted emotional attachment to Matt. Hot take, but I am actually ascending. Phyllis catching feelings for the very pawn she was trying to use to save her own skin is the most Phyllis thing ever, but it is a massive target on her back. And then we have the mustache himself, Victor Newman. When I tell you that Victor is literally foaming at the mouth, I am not exaggerating. Victor Fat Dean, he is losing his absolute mind. The man is already dealing with Nikki being completely fed up with his yacht takeover plot. His marriage is hanging by a literal thread, and Nick is secretly spiraling into a severe fentanyl addiction. Victor is stressed, okay? He is operating on zero sleep and pure Newman rage. So imagine his reaction when he finds out that Phyllis, who is already holding his company hostage, has been hiding Matt Clark and betraying him behind his back. The vein in Victor's forehead was literally pulsating. I was watching the screen like, someone get this man his blood pressure medication before he levels Genoa City. He demands absolute loyalty, and Phyllis just spat in his face. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on this one? Wait, no, actually, I take that back. I am switching my stance mid-sentence because this is actually cinema. I thought it was a fumble, but it's brilliant. Victor's reaction is everything I needed and more. If you cross Victor Newman, you don't just get fired, you get dismantled. And Phyllis didn't just cross him, she made a total fool out of him. She tried to play 4D chess with the absolute grandmaster of manipulation. Victor, discovering that Phyllis is harboring feelings for Matt, this dangerous, chaotic wild card with a dark past, is the ultimate insult to his legacy. In Victor's mind, Phyllis is choosing a literal amnesiac criminal over the empire and the deal she made. He is disgusted. He is furiously pacing his office. He is probably plotting to lock her in a dungeon right now. Let's drift into a random storytime rabbit hole for a second. Do you guys remember back in the day when Victor would just casually ruin people's lives over minor inconveniences, like he would buy your entire bloodline's debt just because you looked at him wrong at society? I literally remember sitting in my dorm room years ago watching Victor obliterate his enemies with a single phone call. Phyllis has been on the receiving end of Victor's wrath before, but this feels entirely different. This isn't just business. This is a deeply personal betrayal, because she tried to use Nick Victor's son, who is fighting for his life, against addiction as a pawn in her sick Matt Clark trade. And Victor is not going to let that slide. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now. Let's get back to the actual tea. Mainly, we absolutely have to talk about how Victor even found out, because the catalyst for this entire explosion is none other than Patty Williams. Yes, Patty, the chaos coordinator herself. Patty swoops in, tries to play savior to Matt, and when he literally rejects her romantic advances and tries to flee Genoa City on his own, what does she do? She gets incredibly vindictive. She picks up the phone and calls Victor Newman to sell Matt out. I was screaming at my monitor. Patty really said, if I can't have him, nobody can. And I'm going to let the scariest man in town deal with it. Patty handing Victor the loaded gun, that is the Matt Clark information, is the exact moment Phyllis's fate was sealed. Victor putting the pieces together, Patty's tip, Phyllis's frantic desperation, the missing leverage, it all clicked, and the resulting explosion was glorious. Totally, I am just utterly fascinated by Phyllis's psychology right now. Like, bestie, what are you doing? You are backed into a corner. Michael Baldwin is day drinking at the GCAC because your legal situation is so stressful. Lauren is telling you to just give up the company, and your son Daniel is having a panic attack because Danny is missing and Christine is breathing down his neck. And in the middle of all this, Phyllis is getting emotionally entangled with Matt. It's giving delusional. It's giving I can fix him. Matt doesn't even know who he is. He is suffering from amnesia. He is vulnerable. And Phyllis somehow thought she could control this narrative. But you can't control Matt, and you definitely can't control Victor Newman. I low-key stand Phyllis for her relentless refusal to give up. But this is a sinking ship, and she is playing the violin on the deck. The confrontation between Victor and Phyllis is going to be one for the history books. I can already picture it vividly. Victor standing in his office, hands in his pockets, staring out the window, and then he turns around and just unleashes absolute hell. You got involved with Matt Clark? I can hear the shouting through the screen. I am hitting the shouting key because this is peak cringe, high-stakes soap opera perfection. Phyllis is going to try to lie her way out of it. She's going to deflect. She's going to bring up Nikki or Nick to distract him, but Victor is going to see right through it. He knows she betrayed him. He knows she caught feelings. The absolute humiliation of Phyllis having to admit that she lost her leverage because she got sloppy and emotional, it is going to feed my soul for months. And let's not forget how this impacts the rest of the canvas. Victor is supposed to be setting aside his marital war with Nikki to focus on a massive family intervention for Nick. Nick is literally buying fentanyl on the streets to function for this exact Matt Clark mission. If Victor realizes that Phyllis's mess with Matt is directly endangering Nick's life and sobriety, he isn't just going to fire her. He is going to completely destroy her. He is going to make sure she rots in a cell while he reclaims every single asset she touched. The stakes have literally never been higher. I am shaking just thinking about the fallout. Phyllis thought she was the main character, but Victor just reminded everyone who actually owns this town. My heart is racing, my eyes are bloodshot, and I am entirely too invested in this fictional corporate hostage crisis. So, squad, what do we think? Is Phyllis completely done for? Can she possibly scheme her way out of Victor's crosshairs when he is this absolutely rabid? I am telling you, the writers are feeding us a Michelin star meal with this plot line. The betrayal, the secret feelings, the amnesia, the vindictive phone calls from Patty, it is all converging into a massive supernova of drama. I need you all to sound off in the comments because I cannot process this alone. We are witnessing the absolute peak of daytime television, and I am here for every single unhinged second of it. Until next time, stay messy, stay chaotic, and never cross Victor Newman.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.